Okay, so hello, Professor. This is Sofía Muñoz and Mafer Rangel. We hope you're doing great. And today we're going to present our midterm about educational language policies. And yeah, I think we can continue, Mafe.
Okay, so hello, Professor. As Sophie told that, we are going to be talking about our role as French language teachers, some relevant issues regarding Colombia's language policies. We're going to mention our opinion about the existence of language policies in our country, and we are going to give some reflections and suggestions in order to improve some important aspects in rural education.
Yeah, so okay, first of all, we would like to mention that being a foreign language teacher in rural context is definitely a big challenge. Colombian government, as you may know, even some teachers have underestimated local and indigenous languages in order to give more importance to English. So the above situation is due to globalization and the idea of knowing a language makes you rich. So I don't know, we consider that our main purpose as teachers in rural contexts is to come up with strategies of teaching English and respecting the different ways of being and also cultures of the populations we try to impact. Also, showing English as an opportunity to access to information or knowledge, but without imposing it because how our students perceive the foreign language will be really important to acquire significant learnings. Also, as teachers, we must promote critical skills such as evaluating, analyzing, solving problems, and among others. Okay, now we think we think that to give a proper focus on what a policy is pretty relevant. So we can define a policy as a set of decisions or mechanisms that regulate situations, or maybe in this case that we're talking about language policies, something that controls the language use or the language behavior within a community. Now, regarding language policies, we could highlight some important facts. For example, language policies proceed from the need of teachers training, the need of being qualified in the English teaching. Because thanks to globalization and this whole idea of being world citizen have increased the necessity of learning English. And also teachers as people in charge of social changes are responsible of giving high quality education for their students. However, thanks to this globalization, the government has seen English as as an instrument that benefits the country's economy instead of being an opportunity of understand others, which it really is. So through time in Colombia, the government and Ministerio de Educación have designed
Mhm.
and implemented several strategies in order to expand the English use in the country. Nevertheless, these matters and proposals never take into consideration rural context, teachers, and their experiences in situ, like right in the place. So they are really good plans and ideas, like ideal statements in paper. But when it comes to reality, a lot of areas are being forgotten. Yeah. So Mafe, you can continue now.
Okay, so regarding our critical view about these language policies, we think that the existence of this kind of policies give us, I mean, depending on how involucrated you are, give us a brief or deep perspective regarding the process of teaching and learning a French language. Uh, the creation of these teaching mechanisms has like excellent aspects to include in the curriculum, such as um, values, the development of different skills like the communicative or the social and individual ones. And it also has like the improvement of the use of second languages in different environments. Nevertheless, it is like kind of sad and disappointing to know that these outstanding proposals are not going to become like a part of the real context in our communities and rural areas. and and just because I mean like there are some more sorry there are some specific places that it seems like they have more benefits than other areas, and it is not fair. So yeah, about the reflections, we think that with the globalization nowadays, it is essential to speak more than one language. It even, as you, professor, said in the video, can unlock doors worldwide and provide people the opportunity of change people's lives. And this is not a secret to anyone. So yeah, the ideal is like to include as many people as possible to get not rich as most people think, but a sensitive, flexible, and understandable person in terms like of knowing different cultures and to get or to be an open-minded person. Um, sorry. Several cultures or environments, and the difference among them, it is like precise to mention the importance of contextualized processes of teaching. In this case, teaching a French language, either English, French, or any other. Um, as a recommendation, I think that the government and the people who work on the creation of the policies must, it is an imperative, they must to include the people directly involved. Uh, they are like the teachers because they are who really know the reality of their own educational environments. They know their children, their knowledge, and of course, um, they know the needs of their children. So we think that having them as active members of the group that organize the curriculum, the lack of contextualized resources and processes will be a problem no longer. So, yeah. Another thing that we can't forget about is the role of the teachers in their specific context. As is well known by all of us, teachers must respect the culture of every single place. As well, they have to adapt different teacher strategies and resources to every different context. And we think that this is a huge, very big, I mean, like a dinosaur challenge that we as teachers have to work on since the very beginning of our service to our last day of teaching and changing people's lives. So yeah, we think that these kind of things are the ones that we have like to keep into account in order to become world citizens. An amazing term to refer to us not just as people living in the same world, but as kind of siblings who help and welcome each other throughout the world. So thank you very much for attending our video, and we're looking forward to hearing from you, Professor.
Yeah, teacher, thank you very much.